Hello and welcome to highlights of Stage 5 of the Giro D'Italia women from Frontone to Foligno today, and another blisteringly hot day in the saddle for the riders of this year's Giro. Elisa Longo-Borghini going into the day with a 13-second advantage in the general classification over Lotte Kopecky, 38 seconds to Cecilie Uttrup-Ludwig. And this a day earmarked for the sprinters. Very few sprint opportunities in this year's Giro, and this stage comes before 3 tough days in the mountain, just one category 3 climb and one intermediate sprint along the route. Alessia Vigilia of FDJ Suez was one rider that did manage to get clear, but it really was a frantic stage with the peloton really not wanting to let anyone get away. 65.3 kilometers to go. The gap, 13 seconds, skipped up momentarily to 19 seconds, but a very aggressive attacking group behind. Claire Steele's going on the attack. Blanca Vas was managing everything for the team of SD Works. We had the intermediate sprint to come at Sigillo at 50.9 kilometers to go. We had the Queen of the Mountains point at Morello after 14.6 kilometers of racing. And yesterday's stage winner and Queen of the Mountains leader Clara Emmond had extended her lead in the Queen of the Mountains classification. A fast, flowing stage, and fairly downhill from Nocera Umbra in towards what is a technical run-in towards the finish. Toto Magalhães, the Brazilian rider from the team of B Pink, one of the riders of this year's Giro d'Italia. She had been caught on the run-in towards the finish on stage 2, which was taken by Chiara Consoni, the young Brazilian rider heading towards the Olympic Games in Paris, and surely after this Giro she's going to be a rider that many teams want to sign for the future. Giorgia Vettorello of Roland countering behind, but this would also be short-lived. 42 seconds, the gap, just outside 40 kilometers to go for Magalhães. All of these multiple attacks behind would mean that the peloton would be seeing Magalhães in a few short kilometers time. She was in sight on these long straight roads. A gap of 30-40 seconds means that you're always pretty much in sight of that peloton behind. Marta Jaskulska of Ceratizit WNT countering up to Magalhães, but unfortunately the B Pink rider not able to stay with the Ceratizit WNT rider as she went over the top. Jaskulska would be the final breakaway of the day. Her gap heading up towards 30 seconds. The newly crowned Polish national time trial champion was showing that time trial prowess, holding off that peloton behind. Just outside 10 kilometers to go, the peloton had her in their sights once again, and a technical final 5 kilometers or so. It would be tough for the sprinters teams to really get the lead outs organised. Jaskulska's time in the lead came to an end just inside 8 kilometers to go. FDJ Suez in the blue and red were looking to try and lead things out for Vittoria Guazzini. At this stage, you would say Team SD Works Pro Time have been playing an absolute perfect race so far. Liv Alula-Jayco for the Aussie champion, Ruby Roseman Gannon, in that white and gold jersey of the Australian national champion. Lotte Kopecky in the red jersey as the points leader with number 1 on her back. Could she take the stage and potentially close the gap in the general classification? 10, 6 and 4 seconds on the line would mean that she could potentially close within 3 seconds. A final turn with 250 meters to go. Barbara Grariški led out for Kopecky, and in what was an absolute textbook perfect lead out, Kopecky came off the wheel to take her first stage win of this year's Giro, just ahead of Chiara Consoni and Arlena Sierra. Grariški was already celebrating pretty much when Kopecky came off the wheel. Look at the gap. That lead out from the Italian Barbara Grariški. A perfect team performance for SD Works. Celebrations all round, and deservedly so. She can pretty much do it all. Lotte Kopecky takes the stage ahead of Chiara Consoni and Arlenis Sierra, with Schweinberger, Gorishki, Guazzini, Roseman Garin, Alcini, Tomasi and Koch, your top 10. Another day, another Maglia Rosa, a very patient game that Elisa Longa Borghini is playing in the general classification. Goes into what is a tough day to Chieti tomorrow, but it's 3 seconds between her and Lotte Kopecky, 38 to Uttrup Ludwig, 49 to Labous. And tomorrow's stage to Chieti, one that many riders are looking forward to. It is going to be a tough day in the saddle. 3 Category 3 climbs along the route, including the climb up towards the finish in Chieti. That's the profile, and this stage comes ahead of the Queen stage to Blockhouse on Saturday. This Giro is on fire.